2 more races remain in what would be a 15-year relationship between Kyle Busch, Joe Gibbs, and Toyota coming to an end. As of this recording, he has earned more than 50 wins, 2 Cup championships, an Xfinity Series championship, 91 career wins for the team, plus giving Toyota a team to develop new talent in the truck series with Kyle Busch Motorsports, with the team earning 95 truck wins in total, 2 drivers titles, and 7 owners titles. But with Mars Incorporated, which owns M&M's, announcing they will leave NASCAR at year's end, Kyle and JGR had to find a new sponsor if they wanted to keep Kyle for the future. What started as a certainty that Kyle would stay with the team ended up becoming a possibility that Kyle would have to find a new home for 2023. What seemed impossible ended up becoming reality when Kyle Busch announced that he would leave Joe Gibbs Racing and Toyota to join Richard Childress Racing and Chevrolet in 2023. While it seemed to be an amicable split between the 3 parties, the latest episode of Race for the Championship plus Kyle's recent Twitter activity may shed some light as to whether things between the 3 parties have ended on bad terms. Following the Kansas race, Kyle was asked a question by Claire B. Lang about keeping his motivation at a high through the rest of the season. Kyle responded by saying, quote, "I don't know. I don't have anybody around me right now helping me with that." Following that comment, Kyle added on by saying, "Something that's so disappointing to me and so hurtful about this whole situation with JGR is they were like family. For 15 years, Joe had my back in the stupidest of moments that Kyle Busch was. Like he was there for me. And it was gone. Like it just flipped." Now, you think that's bad? Wait till you see Kyle's recent Twitter activity. If you go on his Twitter page and go to the like section, you'll see that the last 2 likes out of this recording on his page are very revealing about what he truly feels about Joe Gibbs Racing and Toyota. The first tweet that he liked was from someone saying, quote, "Imagine giving the organization you stayed at for 15 years, 50 plus wins, 2 Cup championships, an Xfinity championship, and a pipeline of drivers for your truck team just so you can get kicked to the curb to put your grandson in a car. Good riddance, coach. You screwed up big time." Next tweet Kyle liked was, quote, "When Ty did not drive a truck for KBM, you could see this coming. I have lost all respect for JGR and TRD." That is big. That really shows Kyle's true feelings with what he said on Race for the Championship. Plus, liking those 2 tweets really shows that there is some anger with Kyle Busch regarding his feelings towards Joe Gibbs Racing and Toyota as a result of the fallout with the contract negotiations. This also kind of tells me that maybe Joe Gibbs Racing and Toyota didn't even try, or at the very least, didn't try hard enough to keep Kyle. More than likely, once the Oracle deal, as that was reported to be a potential sponsor, once that deal fell out, it seemed as though they didn't even try to find a new sponsor and look towards a new direction that did not include Kyle Busch and included Ty Gibbs. I mean, Kyle wanted to stay. Kyle even was willing to take a pay cut or even take a 1-year bridge deal just to give JGR and Toyota time to find a sponsor. He really wanted to stay with the team and wanted to stay with Toyota. Like he said, they were like family to him. But Joe Gibbs Racing and Toyota probably felt that, okay, Oracle fell out. We're not going to try anymore. We're going to move on. As sad as it is, Joe Gibbs Racing has a history of not doing business well with former drivers. You saw what happened with Matt Kenseth and how that deal went in place. Matt Kenseth was still a driver that was capable of winning week in and week out, and they simply tossed him to the curb for a younger driver in Eric Jones. Well, 3 years later after that, they kicked Eric Jones to the curb for now Christopher Bell. I mean, you can just tell the relationship was off between Kyle Busch and Joe Gibbs for 2022. It was not your normal contract negotiations. Usually, parties like Kyle and Joe that have a lot of history, a lot of good history together, you would do everything possible. You are willing to do anything possible in order to keep Kyle. But the more I hear about this and the more I hear about Kyle's true feelings about the situation tells me that probably Joe Gibbs didn't even think about Kyle's future. As soon as that Oracle deal fell off, they probably thought, all right, well, Kyle, it was nice knowing you. Thank you for all you did, but you're gone. Ty Gibbs, let's bring him in there. He's young and he's got monster energy behind him. So we're going to ditch Kyle and bring in Ty. When you put it into that perspective, I can understand wholeheartedly why Kyle Busch feels hurtful, maybe even more than hurtful, probably angry at Joe Gibbs Racing. I wouldn't be surprised if Kyle is mad at Joe Gibbs and Toyota as to how this whole situation came apart. What's that saying that Michael Jordan always says? I took it personally. Well, I'm pretty sure Kyle Busch going to 2023 took it personal between Joe Gibbs and Toyota. And Kyle Busch going to RCR in a car that is capable of being a championship contender, only the A car, tells me that not only is Kyle Busch going to enter into that season with a lot of momentum. Tells me that not only is Kyle Busch is going to enter in that season with maybe a little bit of hurt, he's going to enter with a lot of vengeance, a lot of revenge for Joe Gibbs Racing. It's like, okay, I gave you all these wins, all these championships. You're going to ditch me off to the curb for some 19-year-old grandson? Okay, fine. I'm going to prove to you why that's probably the worst mistake you've ever made in your life. What do you think about this situation and the relationship between Joe Gibbs and Kyle Busch? And what are your thoughts on Kyle Busch's recent actions regarding his feelings towards JGR? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Until next time, my name is Jet from MDK. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for more content, and I'll see you next time.